Greetings, fellas. I'm TrainBoy48, and welcome to the first ranking episode. Sorry it's been a year. I was busy doing other things in life and been trying to come up with good ideas for my channel. Odd ones even on my own, so I can get a lot of viewers. But I'm finally back and running this year, so yay me! Now tonight I'm going to be ranking the voices of Bob the Builder, one of my favorite childhood and hit entertainment, or Mattel, whichever you prefer to, shows that I grew up watching. I love the way how the show is presented, from stop motion, which is great as it gravitated me, to later CGI, which is good as it tried to stay with its true formula. But unfortunately, however, since 2015, the series got rebooted and it leaves a lot to be desired, as it's not the same of what we loved back then. For those of you that have been watching my popular voice video I made on Bob last year, there were a lot of users talking about this voice, which is surprising because I don't really get a lot of comments on it. And that's when I realized that not many users talk about this voice in general. Well, after watching a voice ranking video of Thomas, I was scrolling down in the comments and stumbled upon a comment by some guy who suggests his ideas for ranking videos. And Bob the Builder is one of them. I told him that I'll be doing a video on him since it's one of my ideas for the channel. Here's the proof. So, the cartoon Manist, if you're watching this, congratulations. I like your idea enough to post it on YouTube. I'll be discussing which voice suits Bob from worst to best, and if you disagree with my opinions, then that's totally fine, I get ya. With that being said, let's talk about my thoughts on all of Bob the Builder's voices.
Note, one thing before we begin. Yes, I'm also including the reboot series, despite it being a non-canon series. Reason why is because Bob only had 4 voice artists in the original series and I want to make my videos like this a little longer. Alright, now let's get started.
Starting off in 6th place, we have Lee Ingleby, and by golly, not a good Bob voice at all. He makes him sound so young, like Bob is a teenager. I mean, if they were trying to make Bob look young, then I kinda would give them a pass. But no, Lee's voice is off par. He even sounds like he has lips while voicing Bob.
Oh, hello, Mayor Madison. A new portcullis for the castle? Of course we can do that. We'll be there right away. It's going to burst. Can we fix it? There's nothing to worry about, Leo. The important thing is to stay calm and try not to panic. Just sit tight. I've got a brilliant plan to get you out.
I might be too hard on him, but because I don't watch the UK dub much, especially here in this reboot, all I can say is Lee Ingleby is not good at all. And sorry to those who like him, but he just doesn't. His voice is too high-pitched and he sounds less manly, so he gets a 1 out of 10. Only for Bob's first build in Season 3 during the flashback when Bob was young. He was good while doing that, but the majority, Lee's just the worst. He really didn't stuck up to me as Bob. You are not my type, Lee. In 5th place we have Colin Murdoch. While Lee is atrocious, Colin is at least fine. Not bad, but not even good. Now he made Bob sound like an actual man. He has a few certain lines that I got out from him, and the way Colin voices Bob sounds very similar to Ted Shackelford from Curious George. Have a listen to these clips of his performance.
That's it. That is truly shake-tastic. What did you put in it, Chef?
Maybe I will, but we need to get this course built or there won't be a race. So, team, can we build it? Yes, it'll be the tallest building we've ever built. Now, Lofty, you'll help me, Wendy, and Leo. Not forgetting Tiny, of course. Hi there, Tiny. Ready for some tower power? Oh, okay. Well done, Muck. Everything all right, Scoop? Okay. Thanks, Scoop. See ya.
The US dub of this series is a little better for my taste. I don't know if it's just me or because the cast has more high energy, some in which had worked on My Little Pony. Either way, Colin is at least okay. I say okay because even with this dub, the reboot is still below average. I give him a 5 out of 10 for making Bob sound manly enough and knows what tone to say while voicing him at times. Like I said, he's not bad, but he's also not good. So nice job, Colin. At least you're a little better. So now we come to the original series, and in fourth place we have Greg Props. Greg is not the greatest, but at least decent than the other two that I mentioned before. Even though his performance is alright, from what I've heard, he sounds like a copycat of Bob's first US voice actor, William Dreyfuss, who I'll get to later. And after looking back at an episode, I definitely agree. No wonder why he only voiced him for a brief period of time. If you don't believe me, listen to these clips.
You're just in time to pick up the ingredients for the Sunflower Valley cheese. All this talk about cheese is making me very hungry. And a big thank you to Dodger for delivering all the ingredients. It's a very big delivery, and it's arriving at the docks today. Oh, right. Your collection will be on yellow pallets, all tied up with green cord.
Even he sorta explains it.
Neil Morrissey, who's a British actor, was the British Bob the Builder. He had kind of a Paul McCartney, northern. He took like this, it's well done, Wendy. And I went in and I was doing all these funny voices, and then a woman came over the speaker and she goes, would you mind just doing it in your voice? And I said, are you insinuating that I have a funny cartoon voice? And she went, well, if you wouldn't mind reading it again, it's yourself. So I went, well done, Wendy. You reduced and you recycled.
I get why, but Greg, come on. Don't try to impersonate someone else who already done it. Well, I'm not too mad at him, but still. Greg Props would have gotten more points if he had made Bob sound slightly different. I'll just give him a 6 out of 10, cause like I said, he had a better off vibe that could have been done a lot more. But from what we've got from him is decent enough, so good try, Greg. Coming in third place we have... This is gonna shock you guys when I say it, but keep in mind, as I said earlier, these are my opinions, so if you disagree, then I totally understand.
Just don't offend me.
Neil Morsery. Now I really do enjoy his take on Bob, cause after all, he's been the longest voice of him for nearly 2 decades, along with other characters like Rolly, Lofty, and Farmer Pickles. I know what I said about me not watching the UK dub much, but however, I've been listening to Neil's voice a bunch of times in 2 albums. So that's about enough for me to tell you about my thoughts on him. The way he voices Bob is very subtle, calm, and relaxing. Like you can't help but embrace his performance. And from what I read on the wiki itself, he gives Bob an American accent. Now that's very interesting and typical even, considering the series takes place in Britain. I don't understand why, but what the hey. Plus, the more I hear Neil, the more he sounds like Kipper. And to show that, here's this small comparison that I made between Kipper and Bob.
Oh dear, you won't have any seeds left for planting, Farmer Pickles.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll make the sandwiches.
Alright, that's okay, Farmer Pickles. I can pick it up with Lofty and Muck.
Shall we go somewhere else, Tiger?
Okay, Wendy. Can we build it?
Come on, Tiger. Let's find somewhere else to have our pic. Tiger, look!
Neil is definitely the greatest voice for Bob, so I'm giving him a 8 out of 10 for a solid performance. And even in the songs too, his motivation stands out to the world. If I grew up watching Neil as Bob, then he'd be ranked higher. Sorry, but at least he surpassed Greg Props. So great job, Neil. Next in second place we have William Dreyfuss, and might I say spot on. While I do enjoy Neil Morsery, William has captured Bob's actual voice. When you listen to him, he sounds naturally, and because William's voice for Bob is ripe, this tone has carried around in other media while parodying the series, like Mad Robot Chicken and... He delivers the lines perfect in his emotions and reactions.
All right, well, there's been some serious storm damage, and we're needed right away. Hold it, Scoop. What's going on? Oh, no! Easy, Lofty. You nearly dropped it there. But Wendy, I didn't. She must have been hiding.
I honestly can't say any more about William Dreyfus. He just voiced Bob really well and really makes this show, to me at least, from the start. He may not be the absolute best around the world, but I definitely know him since childhood and have total respect for him. So he overall gets a 9 out of 10 by acting naturally and his impression carried around in other media during the show's run. Well done, William, and rest in peace. You'll always be remembered to us American fans like me. And finally, guys, in first place we have Mark Silk. Now I know what you're all thinking. How could he top Neil Morsery? Well, let me tell ya. High energy? Check. Clear throat? Check. Expressions? Check. I'm telling you, this man is gifted. Since season 16 in Project Build It, Mark popped out of nowhere. Like, this show is his. I don't care what anyone says. Sure, many of you might not agree on him like I do, but people see things differently, so there's nothing to complain about that. I truly love him. He's the best Bob voice that really stands out. He makes Bob sound very ripe.
Oh. Mr. Beach, meet the team. This is Wendy and Scoop, Muck, Dizzy, Rolly, and Lofty. Well, people need to know when Splash will be at their stop. He can't be here and here at the same time, can he? Now, we'll lay the wooden floor first. We'll need to put down crossbeams and then floorboards. Yes, let's get started!
As for best performance, by giving out a high energy and sounding ripe, Mark Silk definitely gets a 10 out of 10. Even in Ready Steady Build, he still kept all of his joyful performance. He's very talented, and I highly recommend you guys listening to him on his voice reel, where he did more characters in other projects. Outstanding job, Mark, and keep up your acting on animation.
Before I end the video, I just want to address and clarify a few things that I missed earlier.
Yes, there were a few voice artists that I worked on My Little Pony who voiced characters in this reboot series. Colin Murdoch is one of them, but there's also others like Vincent Tong, Claire Carlette, and Richard Newman.
Oh, wow! Awesome! What does that mean, Bob?
But it wasn't very clever of me to go inside the safe without telling anyone. And I should have given Bob the code when Two-Ton told me it.
Yes, and it's huge. One of the biggest doors I've ever seen, and I've seen some big doors. I can tell you.
Also, what I mean by cartoon voice is that the director who had worked with Greg Props is insisting that he would have to do a cartoon voice, which is what he precisely did. And besides Bob, William Dreyfus also voiced other characters in the US dub of the original series.
Also Farmer Pickles and Mr. Beasley and Mr. Sabatini making the pizza. Ah! So, whole bunch of other characters.
And that, guys, wraps up my rank episode on Bob the Builder's voices. So if you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Stay tuned for videos like this because I have more to come on the way. And until then, this is Trainboy48 saying, be kind to one another.